Hey, so if I had a motto for today's mini training, it would be that sacrifice leads to sabotage and happiness leads to more success. So I do a ton of work on recalibrating and rewiring the nervous system for essentially easeful and joyful success, easeful and joyful results. What most people don't understand is that to achieve success with ease, you have to focus on the quality of your receiving, the quality of your experience, rather than the quantity of your receiving, especially at first. And for most of us, it's the other way around. When we're not receiving exactly what we want, we're really focused on quantity. We want more money, we want more clients, we want more support, we want more leads, whatever. And that actually doesn't work. It always starts with quality first, the experience of receiving first. So, from the perspective of your nervous system, the more joy, the more satisfaction, the more simplicity you can experience in your business and in your life, obviously, the more safe receiving starts to feel. And the more safe receiving starts to feel, the more you will start to be able to increase the quantity and allow yourself to receive more. So many of us are so focused on the end results that we forget that having a good time, enjoying the process, loving what we do, having freedom, ease, and peace in our business is actually the most fundamental part of success. It's essentially that ease, that simplicity, that freedom, that peace, that joy is what makes our success sustainable long term. And that degree of confidence, that degree of calm certainty and expansion that we have from being anchored in that expansiveness is actually what makes people want to work with us. It's what makes the journey, the entire journey, worth it. So, as I stated, in the end, sacrifice leads to sabotage, and happiness leads to more success. So, first, I'm going to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me, and then we'll go deeper into that. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Ilsa. I'm a total spiritual nerd. I'm a psychotherapist, an expansion expert, and a strategist. For almost 20 years, I've been teaching my clients to rewire their nervous system, their lives, and their businesses for more, but more from a place of ease, more from a place of joy. So if you want expansive growth and easeful receiving in your life, in love, in work, in wealth, then I want to invite you to book one of my 90-minute one-off Wired for Wealth intensive that I offer at 55% off for people who are new to me. And you can do that by clicking the link in the description. I've essentially designed this intensive for purpose-driven professionals, soulful entrepreneurs, leaders who essentially want to repair, recode, and expand their nervous system to feel safe, to feel easeful, to feel playful in the way they create, receive, and have more in their lives and in their career. Okay, so let's get started. Success in many ways is not just about having more. It's literally about owning not only our right to feel good in the process of receiving more, but our responsibility. Most of us know that for success to be true success, then the way we get to our results should feel good. But very few of us see that as an actual responsibility. And most of us actually don't know how to accomplish it. Hence, we continue this old paradigm of working hard for the money, of sacrificing for success, which in the end only leads to overwhelm, dysregulation of your nervous system, and oftentimes a life and business that at the end we end up wanting to escape from. And that's if we're actually lucky to reach our goals or to get the results we want. Many of us as entrepreneurs approach our business like Sisyphus, like pushing the boulder hard up the mountain. Some of us get to the top, a lot of us don't. Those of us who are lucky to get to the top doing it this way, we end up so exhausted that we can't actually enjoy the win. So we think, I'll be happy when I get there, whatever there is for you. But I'm here to tell you that people who are running their business from that pushing and that pressure, from that contraction, that dysregulation, are rarely gratified in the end. I have many clients and I know many colleagues who make great money and are essentially looking for a way out. They're drained, they're sick, literally, physically. They're always busy, they're missing out on life and what matters most. They're literally moving through their lives from one panic attack to the other, feeling anxious, feeling depressed, feeling like they're out of control or they don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. And in the end, they've created a kind of success that's actually more like a prison. So a lot of the work I do is actually about rewiring ourselves and recalibrating our nervous system to step out of this really old paradigm that success is hard and it takes a lot of sacrifice, and to actually move into creating the results we want from that place of openness, from that place of ease, from that place of real clear alignment with what matters most to us. So simplicity, creativity, momentum, feeling good, happiness needs to be here every step of the way. It needs to be the guiding light, the compass that moves you through your business. And if it's not there every step of the way, that's a clear sign that you're actually going in the wrong direction. If success feels hard, if success or results feel heavy, they feel unsafe, they require a lot of sacrifice, you feel overwhelmed, you feel anxious, then that's your nervous system letting you know that it is in contraction and something doesn't feel right, something doesn't feel safe. And I guarantee you, you will sabotage your forward movement, your ability to not only receive what you desire in terms of results, but then hold it, like hold on to those results, keep creating the same results, is going to be significantly minimized. Most of us are kind of wired and conditioned to think that feeling good is contingent on what happens out there in our life. That feeling good is actually the end of the journey rather than the pathway to where we want to go. So if things go our way and are working for us, then we feel good. If things don't go our way, they're not working for us, then we don't feel so great. Research actually shows that it's not quite right. We're all wired to think that when I get there, I'll feel this way. But actually, science shows that we all have a set point of feeling good, a set point for ease, a set point for success and happiness. And it's actually extremely hard to get past that set point without doing some significant rewiring work. It doesn't actually matter what happens out there. We always end up back in the same place. A very famous and simple example of that are people who win the lottery, who essentially get this massive amount of money all at once that their nervous system is not prepared for. And some outrageous number of them end up worse off a few years down the line rather than better off, because they literally are not able to hold this much abundance. It's the same thing for us as business owners. We have to be able to hold the results we desire. And if we don't calibrate ourselves, if we don't reprogram ourselves to feel safe, to feel at ease, to feel like having more clients, having more money is normal and is comfortable, then we won't be able to either create it or hold it. So the only way to actually be happier, the only way to actually create more success in a way that's really nourishing and easeful, is to do the nervous system work so that you can shift your neurocircuitry as well as the biochemistry of your body, and essentially shift your happiness and success set point and raise that ceiling, raise that set point so that you're not always bumping against it. Or sometimes we move through it and then we come back under it. We can't hold it. So that's the work, right? The work is to make sure that the results we want, our whole body is calibrated for. Making feeling good, happiness, ease, your definition of success, rather than having this sense of I'm going for these results so that I can feel good, so that I can have happiness, so that I can have ease, so that I can have freedom. You want to switch that around. You want to make feeling good, you want to make ease, you want to make freedom literally your definition of success. So success results are essentially a happy ripple of an expanded nervous system. It always starts on the inside. So once your body is in resonance with what you want to achieve and receive and how you want to feel, then creating it out there and allowing yourself to receive it without resistance, without sabotage, without sacrifice becomes much easier. For most of us, we think when this happened, I will become that person. When I make my first million, I will become a millionaire. When I meet my soulmate, I will be happy and feel sexy and loved. When clients start to flow in consistently, I will know that I have authority and expertise in my field and I have succeeded. When I get that promotion that I'm going for, I will become that leader and that assertive person that I want to be. But it's actually the other way around. So when you become a millionaire on the inside, when you literally recalibrate and reprogram your nervous system, your neurocircuitry, your biochemistry to be in resonance with millions, that's when the million actually, and the way there, starts to show up. When you rewire your nervous system to feel happy, sexy, and worthy of love, that's when you meet your soulmate. When your nervous system feels safe with success and safe with receiving and holding more clients, that's when clients starts to flow in. And when you reprogram your nervous system to feel safe being seen in your power and your bigness, then you're able to show up powerfully. Then you're able to lead with confidence. And that's when the promotion is actually yours. So success results are results of and a ripple of who you're being. They're an outcome of who you're being and what your nervous system is calibrated for. And trying to create outer results when we're not calibrated for that level of success is extremely difficult, and it's actually really painful. There's a lot of anxiety, a lot of overwhelm, a lot of sabotage, a lot of seesaws that show up from working in that way. So what you want to know and you want to really hold is that you are the most powerful force in your life. This isn't just mindset or belief work. This is the kind of work that requires deep rewiring in your body. So here's the question for you. What is it that you think your results will give you? What is it that you think having more impact, making more money, attracting more clients, being successful will give you emotionally? Like we always think, oh, I'm going to be able to pay off my kids' tuition. I'm going to be able to move. I'm going to be able to go travel. Yeah, but we want all these things because they make us feel a certain way. For me, the reason I wanted the results I wanted and the success I desired was ease, freedom, and joy. These were the core things that I thought success would give me and would provide for me. More ease, more freedom, and more joy. And so for me, the work has been and is still of always recalibrating my nervous system for more ease, for more freedom, for more joy now. not in some future when I'm making this much money, or I have this many clients, or this is happening or that is happening. No. Recalibrating, rewiring the nervous system for ease, for freedom, and for joy now. And I have made these qualities of ease, of freedom, of joy, literally the compass in my business. I make sure, overall, like I'm always checking myself, because you have to understand that old conditioning of success is hard, it takes time, it takes sacrifice, like all of that is deeply wired into us as a concept, as an idea, as a paradigm. And so it's hard to move out of it. It's really easy to slip back in it. So for me, ongoingly, I'm always checking back into those qualities. Does this feel easeful? Does this feel spacious and free? Is this creating some kind of joy, bringing me some measure of joy? And if the answer is yes, then I'm in the right direction. If the answer is no, then I need to make a U-turn. I need to check myself and what I'm doing so that I can get back in that place of alignment. For me, these qualities have to be with me every step of the way for my business to be actually successful in any real sense. So here's the thing. Whenever I veer off of that, alignment of making sure my business feels easeful, spacious, joyful, free. Whenever I veer off of that alignment, I always sabotage it in some ways. And I rarely, if ever, get the results or outcome I was hoping for. And even when I do get the results, they kind of tend to blow up in my face. So I get X amount of clients and a bunch of them are not the right clients and they're super difficult. Or I get that opportunity and it ends up being like a tremendous tech mess. Like I'm not a techie person. Like ease literally includes no or very little tech, or let's keep it really simple. So whenever I veer off of that, it blows up in my face in some way, shape, or form, or I sabotage it. So whatever you think success or the results you want will provide you with, that's what you have to start recalibrating and rewiring your nervous system and yourself for now. You have to let those qualities become your compass and essentially make these qualities not only your goal, but your journey now, rather than something you're working towards or you're working really hard and pushing to get to. So that's the big work, is figuring out how to feel and embody these qualities, how to steepen them, how to literally rewire our biochemistry and our neurocircuitry so that these qualities are an expression of our most authentic self. And then we can start to make decisions from these qualities. And we can start making sure that these qualities are, they're our guiding light and they're with us in every way and every step of the way, in every way in our business. So give yourself permission to break all the rules and to create a business model and a life that really honors you and honors what it is that you really want and desire in the end, so that you can feel safe, it can feel simple, and it can feel deeply satisfying and nourishing to you in every way. When you do that, when you make success about happiness and you create success from this place of alignment that is in partnership and in alliance with your nervous system, your success become actually fully sustainable long term. When you do that, you enter into a new paradigm of business growth and wealth creation. So in this new paradigm, money isn't made or earned, it's received. In this new reality, when your nervous system is expanded, open, calibrated for what you want, there's no need to force anything, because everything is created and received from an in flow. In this new way of being, more isn't created through pressure or pushing. It's actually created through pleasure and peace. And in this new reality, rest and taking it easily and going slow doesn't minimize or get in the way of productivity or creativity. It actually enhances it. So as you embrace this new paradigm of success is happiness, essentially, and you start to really embody it, you start to rewire yourself for it, business becomes a deep source of safety, nourishment, and fulfillment. When we make feeling good the path to success, everything starts to shift. From the opportunities that presents themselves, to who we attract both in business and in our personal lives, to the kind of thoughts we entertain and that have power over us, and the kind of emotions we cultivate and feel on a regular basis. It shifts how we show up, it shifts how we decide and the decisions we make, and it, most importantly, it starts to shift our outcomes. It starts to shift the results and the experience we are tangibly creating in our lives. So your nervous system is the gateway to creating more and receiving more and doing it in a way that feels truly easeful and joyful and lights you up. This is the inner work that makes all the work you do out there finally work in the way you want it to work. And I would love to share it with you. So my last little piece here before I give you my last call to action is always remember that you are the most powerful force in your life. Your nervous system is literally the pathway to healing your past and the gateway to your potential, to the future you desire. You have everything you need inside you, but for most of us, it's just locked. We're conditioned to a paradigm that doesn't actually work. So this is the work that allows you to shift that paradigm, to shift your biochemistry, to actually become a version of yourself who is able to create, receive, and hold what you desire with a lot more ease. So if any of this resonates with you and you are ready to revolutionize your state of being, your life, and your business, then let's do some work. I want to help you expand out of contraction and actually repair and recalibrate your nervous system and your identity so that you can achieve, grow, and receive in a way that's really deeply nourishing and enjoyable to you. And the way I help people get started with that is I offer a 90-minute one-on-one with me, one-off, Wired for Wealth intensive at 55% off. And you can book it by clicking the link in the description of this video. In this one-off intensive, here's what we do. We explore and figure out what are some of the nervous system wounds and blocks that are holding you back. And then I teach you my proprietary hatching process so that you know exactly what to do to bring yourself out of that contraction back into expansion. And then if you and I decide that we want to continue working together, then at that point, after the 90 minutes, after we've done our work, I will give you a couple options to keep working together that will fit your needs and fit your budget. So if you're ready to get started with that, if you want to experience the work, if you want to get started on this journey of coming out of contraction, coming into expansion, making happiness essentially the essential part of success and the way to success in many ways, then I would love to have you experience this work. You can just click the link in the description. I'm not sure where it is. It's about $149. And it's 90 minutes, you and I working together. That's what I have for you. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Sending you lots of love. And hopefully I'll see you in a Zoom call sometime soon. Mwah.